Hello everyone, welcome to Telangana Exam Center. I hope that you are doing well and please don't lose hope and be very courageous and brave because you are all UPSC and TGPSC aspirants and definitely you cannot give up at this point of time by looking at the various events that are happening around us. If the TGPSC mains has been cancelled, so no need to worry about it. It's a common process that every state will have the examination. The examinations will go on whether this time or that time, but you have put a lot of efforts with regard to many years. So don't lose hope. Especially the housewife, you have to continuously do it. Especially the ones who have crossed 33 or 34 years and who have exhausted all your UPSC attempts, you cannot give up, but I do recommend those students like 20 who are in 25 or maximum 27 years of age. If you are like you have put in like 2 3 years, you can just move away. Side by side you can do the business, or side by side you can do some digital marketing courses, or you can be an editor, you can be a content writer, do in the same field, do in the another field. But it is very important, if you are below 27 years of age, there's a good that's a good age to again restart your private job career. That's not a bad thing, you can do it. Okay, then those who are like about 28 years or have crossed, then there's no way out that you can go, and you have to restrict to what you are doing and you have to continuously strive for it. You have to prepare for your examination, and any examination that comes under the sky of TGPSC, you have to crack it. So you have got good amount of time, so make sure that you are done with first word of first page to the last word of last page. It should be on your tip of the tongue. Don't waste your time, don't get distracted, don't spend much of the time on the reel. Be yourself very honest, then you will definitely feel proud of yourself and you will definitely crack the examination. As many of you hears me every other day and some of you may be new to me, so for all of them, to join my economy and formation classes. Okay, and I really believe that all of these classes, especially the group 1 students, should hear only in English. Why? Because it is very important. Suppose if I explain you in Telugu, but you have to write in English. Suppose we are talking about poverty. Poverty, if నేను ఒకవేళ పావర్టీ అంటే ఏంటండి, ఒక ఒక పూర్ పర్సన్కి ఒక ఫుట్పాత్లో చూసుకోండి, ఇంకా మీకు చూసుకోండి, మీ మీలో అండ్ ఆయన డిఫరెన్స్ ఏముంటుంది, దాట్ డిఫరెన్స్ అది పావర్టీ అంటాం మనం. ఆయన దగ్గర ఫుడ్ లేదు, మన దగ్గర ఫుడ్ ఉంది. ఆయన దగ్గర క్లాతింగ్ లేదు, మన దగ్గర క్లాతింగ్ ఉంది. ఆయన దగ్గర ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లేదు, మన దగ్గర ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఉంది. ఆయన దగ్గర షెల్టర్ లేదు, మన దగ్గర షెల్టర్ ఉంది. రైట్? సో దిస్ బేసిక్ నెసెసిటీస్ లేనప్పుడు దెన్ మనం పావర్టీ అంటాం. నా జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్, మీరు ఇట్లా ఒకవేళ అర్థం చేసుకుంటే ఇవన్నిటికీ ప్రాసెస్ చేసి ఒక సెంటెన్స్ ఫామ్లో పెట్టడం అంటే చాలా కష్టం అవుతుంది. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ దట్ వెన్ యూ స్టడీ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్, లైక్ if I tell you that poverty is a situation poverty is a situation which is a social and economic situation in a society where people are unable to afford basic necessities of life. నేను ఒకవేళ ఇలాంటి స్టేట్మెంట్తో మీకు నేర్పించిన అనుకోండి, మీరు ఈ స్టేట్మెంటే డైరెక్ట్గా ఇంట్రొడక్షన్లో రాస్తారు. మీన్స్ యూ విల్ గెట్ okay on spot all the statements ready to start your answer, write your content and the conclusion. But if you study in Telugu, what happens is it becomes very difficult to process. అంటే అంత తొందరగా మీకు సెంటెన్స్ ఫార్మేషన్ రాదు. దెన్ అది దానికి ప్రాసెస్ చేసి మీరు ప్రాపర్గా వొకాబులరీ కూడా యూస్ చేయలేరు. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ ఇస్, దోస్ హు ఆర్ రైటింగ్ గ్రూప్ 1 మెయిన్స్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం, మీరు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం గ్రూప్ 1 క్లాసెసే తీసుకోవాలి. ఒక్క ముక్క కూడా తెలుగు కూడా ఉండొద్దు. తెలుగు పర్సన్స్ డెఫినెట్లీ తెలుగు మీడియం వాళ్ళు తెలుగులోనే వినాలి. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఏం వింటాం అదే మన బ్రెయిన్ ప్రాసెస్ చేసుకుని దట్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రీప్రజెంట్. రిమెంబర్ దిస్ పాయింట్. యూపీఎస్సీలో కూడా అట్లనే చేయాలి. ఇంగ్లీష్ క్లాసెస్, హిందీ ప్లస్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇవన్నీ వినొద్దు. వెన్ యూ ఆర్ రైటింగ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం మీన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు బీ ప్రాసెసింగ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం. సపోజ్ ఐ విల్ టెల్ దట్, ఇప్పుడు ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్ తీసుకోండి. ఓకే, ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్ అంటే ఏంటి? ప్రైసెస్ పెరగడం. ఈ ప్రైసెస్ పెరగడం ఒక 1 or 2 3 4 ఐటమ్స్ కాదు, చాలా ఐటమ్స్ ప్రైసెస్ పెరగడం వల్ల మనం దీనికి ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్ అంటాం. ఒక బాస్కెట్లో ఇట్లా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. ఇంకా ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్ రెండు రకాలుగా ఉంటుంది, సిపిఐ, డబ్ల్యూపిఐ అట్లా చెప్పుకోవచ్చు. బట్ జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్ దట్, నేను ఒకవేళ ఇఫ్ ఐ ఆస్క్ యూ టు రైట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం స్టూడెంట్ టు రైట్ ఇన్ ఇన్ఫ్లేషన్, సో హీస్ లాంగ్వేజ్ విల్ బికమ్ డిఫికల్ట్ టు రైట్. అంటే ఆయనకి కొంచెం ఆమె కొంచెం ఇట్ బికమ్స్ డిఫికల్ట్ ఫర్ దెమ్. If the same thing, if I tell you inflation is a phenomena where the prices of the goods and services increased, so the same statement will go into their mind and they will process in the same way. And when I ask you them to represent it, they will do taka taka. Inflation is a process where the prices of goods and services will increase, and this is not because of one or two goods in the basket is there which includes 400 plus items. అలా డైరెక్ట్గా మీరు రాసుకోవచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఐ ఆల్వేస్ సజెస్ట్ దట్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం స్టూడెంట్స్ షుడ్ స్టడీ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. Telugu medium students should study only in Telugu, because it's not about that how better you are understanding, it is all about what how better you are able to reproduce. Okay, fine. స్పెషలీ మెయిన్స్ అండ్ ఎంసీక్యూస్ అలాంటి ఎగ్జామ్స్కి ఎట్లయినా చదువుకోండి మదర్ టంగ్లో. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎట్ ఆల్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, బికాస్ ఎట్ ది ఎండ్ దే ఆర్ ఎంసీక్యూస్ ఓన్లీ. యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ ఎనీథింగ్. Okay, just recall the facts, just recall the features, that's all. So today we are going to talk about the issues of development and change. Okay, so we will talking about group 1 third section how to prepare, group 2 third section how to prepare the strategy to prepare these areas, plus the resources and the handouts that are available free with regard to these areas on my app and the website. Okay, clear. But before going into the discussion of this third section, I would also like to tell you that why this third section is included in the economy. Okay, we'll throw a light on it. Okay, why this third section has been included, why it is very different from the first and second section. So as you all know that whether it is group 1 or group 2, the first section deals with Indian economy, right or wrong? Indian economy. The second section deals with what? Telangana economy, right? Okay, what do we do in economy? In economy we'll do the production of goods and services we'll do. To do this, what do? We utilize the resources. But over a period of time, what we understood, మనకు ఏం అర్థమైందంటే these resources first of all deplete అవుతున్నాయని మనకు తెలిసింది. Deplete means they are getting what? Exhausted over. Okay, deplete, right? Then these resources are getting what? Deteriorated, అంటే ఖరాబ్ కూడా అవుతున్నాయి అన్నమాట. Depletion means quantityలో తక్కువ అవుతున్నాయి, plus deteriorated is nothing but quality. Their quality is getting decrease. Their quality is getting decrease. And because of this, what is happening? There is a very large impact aitundi. Large impact with regard to what? Ecosystem services. Whether the services such as like whatever the removal, like natural process to clear the air pollution, natural process to purify the water. These are the naturally the organisms do it, the plants do it, the animals do it. It's just a natural process of what? Cleaning the ecosystem. That is ecosystem. Then provisioning services are also their ecosystem, like plants provides us a lot of fruits, vegetable, etc. So but what is happening? Because of the excessive use of the resources, depletion and deterioration is leading to lot of impact on ecosystem services, which could be provisioning, which could be purification, natural purification processes. All of them are getting harmed. Moreover, as because the ecology, because these are all coming from plants and all, means the plants deforestation is taking place and leading to what? Loss of biodiversity also. So at the end, what has happened is environment and ecology. Environment is nothing but static, which is nothing but whatever we exist in the physical environment, whether it is air, water, that is called as what? Environment. Ecology is nothing but any living organism relation with what? This environment. This is getting what? Very bad over a period of time. Okay, so that is the reason. So when we are having Indian economy, when we are having Telangana economy, when we use resources and with the using of resources without knowing that how much it will affect the environment, we have used the resources leading to environmental imbalances and ecological deterioration. That is the reason third section has been included, because it talks about sustainable development. It talks about what? Sustainable development. Clear my point? So this is first section, and second section talks about what? Growth related aspect. Growth and the tools to manufacture the goods and services. Okay, so first and second section talks about economic growth, and we will also talk about tools also. Like growth is nothing but here agriculture, industry, service sector. We'll talk about GDP, etc., so and so forth. Whereas tools are nothing but fiscal policy, banks are there, a monetary policy we are having, okay, taxation system we are having, etc., so and so forth. These are our tools. With the help of that, we are going to promote what? Growth. Okay, and while doing this, we'll make sure that there should not be much inflation. So we'll make sure that goods and services are affordable, accessible, and adequately available to all section of society, that is only called as what? Inclusive growth. That is only called as what? Inclusive growth, right? Clear. So first and second section talks about growth and tools to economic growth that brings welfare in the society in the form of these three areas. But okay, this phenomena is harming the environment. That's why we have to ensure that this and this and this, all of this should be in sync with what? Ecological balance. Should be in sync what? Environmental conservation. Should be in sync what? Afforestation. Okay, so this is called as what? Sustainable development. So whatever you hear in the third section of group 1 and group 2, it's all about sustainable development only. I hope why they have included sustainable development or the third section with regard to environment, because first and say two section talks about only growth, and there should be third section which has complete relationship with regard to that growth, because that growth only leading to lot of ecological imbalances, right? Clear. Now let us see what is there. Issues of development. Obviously we are developing, we are increasing in GDP, we are increasing in per capita income, we are increasing the production of agriculture, goods, service sector. We are actually developing, we are life expectancy is increasing, literacy rates are increasing, infrastructure development is happening. So obviously we are having development, but these developments are having issues. These developments are having issues, okay, and they are bringing what? A change. So that's why growth and development has now become what? Together. Okay, so this development we are talking about sustainable development here. So concepts of growth and development. What is growth? Unidimensional, multidimensional, etc. We'll talk about it. It talks about physical growth, it talks about mental and physical well-being, it does not take care of environment, it takes care of environment conservation. So basically we are here trying to understand the difference between growth and development. Basically whatever we do, whether we grow in how much size with regard to GDP, how much size with regard to per capita income, that has to be inconsistent with what? Development. Which could be what? Which could be development should be ecological balances, development could be environmental conservation, development could be what? Inclusive growth, development could be what? Justice. Okay, so whatever the growth happen, it should ensure that all these things should be a part of it. That's why we are learning the concept of what? Growth and development here. Then we'll talk about the characteristic of development. What do you mean by underdevelopment? Measures of economic growth like GDP, GNP, etc. Then development measures we are having with regard to this. All the reports like Human Development Index report, GDI, GII, MDPI, any indexes, because development is qualitative. That's why we cannot be measuring in numbers or statistics. We have to measure with regard to some indicators, and for that measuring the indicators we'll have some formula which is created by us only. It is not like born in factory which we have created for ourselves. Okay, so we'll talk about human development, how human development is happening. Growth is happening, economic growth is happening, but we are seeing what? Human development is not great, like unskilled people are more. So growth is having, but it has an issue with what? Unskilling. Growth is happening, but it has issue what? Okay, underdevelopment means some areas are being developed, some areas are not being developed. So what is the use of that growth? So your father's salary increase, say, just imagine a point here, the father's salary was only 50,000, okay, and you are three children, father's salary was 50,000 and three children are there, father's salary increased to 1 lakh rupees. So in that here two children are doing well and one child is not doing well with regard to academics. Then father's salary increased to 1 lakh, again two children are doing well, the before one were also the same, and the one child is not doing well. So what is the use of this father's growth when he is unable to make sure that all of them are properly growing or not? That's the reason father's duty here is to get him a tuition, right? So that all the three children are actually developing properly. That is only called as development here. So then human development reports here, all the with regard to human development, HDI, IHDI, GDI, GII, MDPI, all that you have to be remembering ranks, etc. so and so forth. Then social development. So when development is happening, growth is economic growth is happening, but issue is there with regard to this kind of growth, because how much we are able to what develop our health sector, how much we are able to develop our education sector, whether the IMR is decreasing, whether the MMR is decreasing, whether the total fertility rate is decreasing, what happened to the health infrastructure, emergency care, child development, child nutrition, mother development, mother nutrition, lactating mother, okay, poor people. So all of these are how they are actually. society is developing or not. Because when we are talking about life expectancy is not about one or two households, it is of the society. So life expectancy of Telangana is nothing but 60 years, increase to 65 years, good one. It means what growth is translating to what life expectancy, nothing but growth is leading to creation of self health infrastructure, that is leading to what increased life expectancy. But growth is not doing this, it means we are having what issues are there with regard to development of it. Okay, social development, social infrastructure, then education, what is the gender disparity with regard to education, literacy rate, urban literacy rate, rural literacy rate, whether the growth is actually transforming the education sector, bringing the qualitative changes or not, whether the students who are coming out are skilled or not. Okay, ASER report is there, Param report is there, which brings about the quality of education in the society, in the country. Then social sector, social inequalities are there. Okay, caste inequalities are there, religion inequalities are there, Muslim literacy rate, Muslim IMR, Muslim MMR, with regard to Hindu literacy rate, their MMR. So what are the caste, BC, OC, ST, ST, male, female, and other caste, religion. So how the social inequalities within the community, within the society, how the caste, gender, and religion are actually having what differences, that we are going to study here. That gives a very enlightened, and it helps you to also go, when you become a bureaucrat, you will better understand what kind of policies you have to direct. Then social transformation, social security is all about insurance and pension. Here means society should be secure. What kind of things that is society should be secure? Obviously society first of all should be secure about food. Giving food and without not begging for food is a very good dignified life. Okay, if you are begging for the food, it is not called as dignified life. So they are poorest of poor people are there in our state, then they don't have money to even do, they don't have skills, they don't have education, they don't have money, they don't have livelihood, they don't have employment. So how they are able to fulfill their food? That's why we are having what Antyodaya Yojana is there, Annapurna Yojana is there, 5 rupees meals are there, in order to make sure that in society they are secure of what food. After food is given, we should make them that they should get shelter. After shelter is given, we should make them that they should get at least some skills, right? Their health. Okay, that's why social security. And at the old age, pension is important. Social transformation is nothing but, it's a very theoretical thing which is there in our books. Social transformation is nothing but how we are moving from regressive to the progressive, how we are moving from being backward to the forward. Okay, what are the various concepts with regard to social transformation? What are the transition period leads to what? Violence, turbulences, etc. Old customs people will not leave, new customs people will be lately to adopt. Okay, old customs, some are the some advocate the old customs need to be followed, some advocate the new custom to be followed. So there is a rift will be there in a society with regard to old and new ways of living. So that particular period is called as social transition, and social transition will lead to what? Social progression. So that is a completely theoretical one that we have to study. Then poverty, unemployment, I don't have to tell you, we have to learn in depth with regard to poverty and employment. The regional inequalities are very important. Okay, here you don't have to study only about what India related regional inequality, like Northeast India hardly contribute 2.4% to the complete GDP of the country, whereas the southern 4 or 5 states will contribute 40% plus GDP. Clear my point here. So, and land acquisition, again, for the development purpose you have to do the land acquisition. So you want to grow, you want to make sure that economy should grow, but what is happening, there is an issue with regard to the development of the people over there. So tribal lands you are going to take over. Okay, forest lands you are going to take over, then agricultural lands you are going to take over. Land, your government is acquiring the land for the purpose of the masses, but not in the expense of what? Environment. So what are the land acquisition? Then when your land is taken by the government, how you have been resettled? Okay, how you have been rehabilitated? Resettlement is nothing but change of location. Rehabilitation is nothing but where you are being changed. Are you able to live there with dignity? Are you able to live there with a livelihood opportunity or not? That is called as rehabilitation. It could include a fiscal package, it could include a land package by the government. Okay, resettlement is nothing but all from this area to this area you have to completely go and start living. This is called as resettlement, is nothing but change of location. Rehabilitation is nothing but over a period of time how that particular resettled people are being developed by the government, because they are happily living in a particular place. You took their land, now you shifted them to here, and how you are going to develop them. Okay, Okay, that is called as what? Resettlement and rehabilitation. Then environment and sustainable development. It's a complete from, you have to start from 1972. That is the sustainable development, human development conference, that is also called as Stockholm Convention. United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development, that is 1972. Then we have got Brundtland Commission report in the year 1985. Then we have got 1992 Rio Earth Summit is there. Then we have got 1997 Kyoto Protocol is there. Then you have got 2005 Kyoto Protocol should be implemented. Then you have got 2010 Green Climate Fund has come. Then 2015 Paris Summit. Then 2022 Glasgow Summit, Panchamitras, intended nationally determined contribution. All of these you have to study, and what in each conference of parties, like last 15 years, in each conference, what are the important outcomes you should be knowing. Okay, then you should be also knowing sustainable development goals, and every goal you should be writing the schemes related to it, both the central schemes and the state schemes you have to write. Okay, now I have explained you what is there in this particular area. Now the important part that we have to discuss is where are the sources. It is here it is completely 90% static is there, 10% are all about current affairs. All about current affairs. You should know each and every bit of it. Okay, regional inequalities, urbanization, migration, land acquisition. 50% static is there, 50% current affair is there, and for this you will get books. Static books are there. Okay, any kind of books you can have. Okay, and regional inequality is very difficult to find, but you can still get the material from IGNOU PDF or NIO PDF, but it is very difficult to get the updation here. Poverty and employment, easily you can get the 90% static, 10% in the 10%, 9% is what schemes and all, and 1% is about the updation. MDPI is there. Okay, so there is no one book is there with regard to this particular area. You have to go for ransacking of resources, many books, or else it is very easy that you join my courses and get these things perfected. Okay, now this is the group 1 paper, 5 units. Now we are having here group 2 paper. Group 2 paper is also there here. Now this is the group 2 paper. Okay, not group 1. This is a group 2 paper, 5 units. This is a group 1 paper. Group 1 paper is more related towards what? Environment, because you are at the top bureaucrat in the group 1, so you are basically planning and organizing things from the top. That's why more environment is given to the students here. So environment development, definition of environment, what is the meaning of environmentalism, environment protection policy, natural resources, etc., so on and so forth. Then land resources, ecosystem biodiversity, environment pollution, solid waste management. Okay, impacts of recycling, reuse, global environment issue, climate change, global warming. Sustainable development is only one area here. So you can see that as because you are a top person in with regard to the planning and all, and the cadre also you are holding the group 1, so you are basically dealing with resources. Group 2 people are dealing with what? Inequalities. Group 2 people are dealing with what? Migration. Means day to day, whatever more connected to the group 2 post are there, no, all of the topics are there in the group 2. Group 1 is at the top, means you are the city there in the planning, you are talking about the whole state. Okay, why? Because as you know that 633 district collectors, or 500 group 1 post 500 group 1 posts and 100 IAS officers, plus 2000 group 2 officers. So 3000 people are running the show in our state, like they are administrating 3 crore 50 lakhs population. Okay, so that is where you are going to be if you are actually working very hard. I hope this is all clear to you. Do join my courses. You will definitely love the courses, you love the teaching, you love the quality of content, the handouts. You just need to try it, and you just don't need to waste your time, and do your preparation at the earliest. Make sure that you are better off with regard to your competitors, and there should not be any stone left when you write the examination. You should be in the top 10. That's how you have to aim for. I'll take a leave from all of you. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.